Hello, I am Diana Adair, and this is my sister Donna McMurtry. And we are quantum healing practitioners, and we're trained in both QHHT and BQH. And we also offer professional surrogate sessions for clients who, for any reason, can't connect themselves. And we are also writers, and we write under the name of DD Addair. Our website is ddadair.com. And we are offering today a peek into our world as we do our surrogate sessions. A lot of people are curious how we do them, what they look like. And so we thought we would share with you today. And Donna's going to speak a little bit as to what we've chosen as our topic.
Yes. So we're going to follow the wonderful topic or theme of the Quantum Realms Week this year that Candace Craw-Goldman has chosen, of integrity, power, and truth. And we thought that we would pop into our expanded consciousness. Diana's going to surrogate today or be in the realm today and talk to the archangels, because we were curious. We would love to hear what their thoughts and views are on integrity, power, and truth. So why the archangels? Well, in October of 2021, Diana and I had the privilege of touring in Egypt for most of the month. And our wonderful teacher, Patricia Cori, taught us a lot about what we would traditionally think of as the fall, or the event that caused the planet Earth's axis to tilt from straight up and down to 23.5 degrees, which is reflected all over Egypt on all the walls and all the information there. And because of that tilt, she talks about how the angels, the actual word of angels, refers to angles, the angles of light. And so that began to make so much sense to us, because we work with the angels so much, specifically the archangels in our sessions. And we began to think about angels as angles of light. And that word arc, where did that come from? Well, as we know, there's an archangel for each direction: north, south, east, west, above and below. And when you think of that as angles of light, and how each archangel is a collective unto itself, it begins to make a whole lot of sense that the angel of the west would cover a whole arc of light or a whole collective of angles, right? So just a fun little thing that we learned and expanded our knowledge and our consciousness from Egypt. And also, as I said, we work with the archangels so much in our sessions, and they've become, dear friends, and such incredible founts of wisdom that so many of us, many of you, connect with easily and fully. And the angel realm always tells us how much they're here for us and support us and love us. And, we hear that from them more often than we hear that from any other realm. So we thought the archangels today. Diana, did you have anything to add about that before we go into session?
Just that I'm excited to hear what they say, and welcome to all of you watching as you hopefully learn along with us.
They're showing me it's like a big ring of light above me, and all these, the whole color spectrum swirling through it. And it's as if it's suspended. It's like as big as the Earth. I want to say the Earth's halo. Just this giant ring of swirling rainbow, all colors light. And as I say that, it's like we're in between that and the Earth. And so I'm seeing that above me, and the Earth kind of below me, or if left and right, doesn't matter. So yeah, it's really cool. It just feels like there's all the sustenance we need in there, all the knowledge we need. It's a representation of the quantum field, I think.
Wow.
Yeah. I haven't seen that before. And as I'm looking at that, I just feel the presence around me. I feel almost like these fields of consciousness. And they each have a color range, I guess, ones that I associate with different archangels. Raphael's here to my left. There's a lot of greens and golds in that. And Michael's here, of course. And he's at my feet. There's a lot of blues and purples and silver. And Gabriel's here on my right. And there's a lot of diamond light around him. Diamond and white and platinum, and yeah, it's really bright. And Uriel's here, and he's at my head, and I feel him the strongest right now. There's a lot of fire here and gold, and it's almost like he's holding my head. It's very comforting and also activating. Like he's pumping a lot through me.
That's interesting. It feels like he's activating you as he holds your head.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Thank you for that beautiful description. Is there anything else that draws your attention that needs to be mentioned?
Well, just that there's a lot of other presences or energies here. I say the four of them, but I really am ringed by what we would say were angelic presences. And now it's like I've moved into the middle of that ring that they showed me, that is. Now it's becoming the ring, but it's all around me, moving through all the colors and energies. So it's a neat representation of, I guess, all the angles of light.
It sounds very beautiful.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I want to welcome these beautiful archangels that we know as Raphael, Michael, Gabriel, and Uriel into the session. Thank you so much for coming to talk to us today. And we always ask for permission to ask questions of any beings. Do we have permission to ask questions of you, these archangels, today?
You do. We are delighted to be at your service today and called upon. This is Uriel.
Thank you. Thank you, Uriel. And so we want to talk about, if it's all right with you, the subject of integrity and the subject of power and the subject of truth. And as you know, we are hoping to share this information, this conversation with all the people who will be part of the Quantum Realms Week. So we'd love to hear how you, the archangels, define these concepts or these ideas or these words of integrity, power, and truth.
Yes. This is Uriel, and I will begin. We thank you for calling upon us to speak to these things. We are the representations of the earthly support in angelic form and understanding and vibration to earth. And this subject is a unending study and exploration that you are embarking on as a species and as a planet. The first word of integrity I will address and then hand it off from there. These energies that flow through Diana are a literal, physical, energetic, and mental example of what integrity can look like and feel like. There are many interpretations of it that you already hold, and it is, you could say, the divine union of the spirit, soul, and the body together to move through the human experience. Integrity is the flow through of the energy from the soul that energizes the body, meets with the energy and the consciousness of the body to then act out the life. You see it as being in integrity or being out of integrity. And another way to say that would be to be in flow and harmony between the spirit and the body, or out of harmony with the spirit and the body. It is not a right or wrong, as you are learning those no longer apply to your experience, and you are moving that out of your system by and large as a way of experiencing and learning through. And so in this way, this has been a identifier of being in flow, not being in flow, being connected, not being connected to your greater self or your spirit or soul. The systems and the models of the human experience have been changing, and you are actively doing so now. And integrity is a tool that can assist you in this. The earthly body or the physical body has been highly programmable, as you know, and there has been a large push to move beyond those programs that you yourselves created as a collective in order to experience something new. When you are out of flow or out of integrity, you will feel it. You do feel it as a resistance, as a pushback, as a yucky or negative feeling in your body, as a stuck point, as a defense. These are helpful identifiers of when this is happening, and you can use that to move back into it. As you release the ideas and beliefs around right and wrong, good and bad, you will eventually release this idea of integrity. In this way, too, it serves you as a tool to move beyond itself, as in a useful tool will further your experience to where it is no longer necessary. There is many interpretations of this that you can use, and we suggest checking into your own feelings, your own body responses as to identifying this flow versus not flowing. The human system chose to build in tools such as this, or another one is the ego, to help you move through the systems you chose to learn through and beyond them. The ego is also an aid in conjunction with your concept of integrity as to when you are in flow and not in flow. In this way, they serve you. The physical body is your greatest aid in this. Beyond the physical body, this tool does not apply. We encourage you to deepen into this, each of you yourselves, as to how to apply this to your own life. By that I mean the definition you put to it, your personal integrity is your own expression of this. What is flow and what is not flow for you? Where do you feel the sensations of stuckness or defense or overreactive words, actions, or emotions that identify this stuck or not flow? And what are the remedies for you personally in that area? We cannot speak to any one specific thing because for each of you, you are creating your own experience, so it will look different. What is most helpful then is to come to your own body and have that conversation. In there lies your answers, as you already know. And the sensations, the feelings, the thoughts that you have are your indicators of where you can step more fully into flow or where you need to step aside into a different path to be in flow. This is a simple tool you all may use. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Muriel. That is such a beautiful and a little bit surprising to me definition of integrity. Thank you. And who is speaking next, please?
Yes, we rejoice among ourselves and laugh among ourselves. Any of us would love to speak to all of days, but this is Gabriel, and we will speak to the power as it is the, you could say, energies of you that I assist or support, as in your energetic bodies, primarily of the emotional body and the etheric body, and how those interact with your physical body, which is, in your eyes and many of the eyes of the humans, Uriel's domain. You have assigned each of us a domain, and so we shall speak from that perspective.
That's very nice of you.
We aim to keep it simple. As you know, you are complicated creatures, and so are we. So how to simplify the space between us in order to communicate and understand one another. To this, power is energy. Power is emotion. Power is what you are as creator beings. It is what we are as creator beings. We simply operate on different frequencies. Power is not so different than between us, between your realm and our realm, as we are all consciousness, we are all souls to varying degrees of expansion and collectiveness. As you understand it, this is a holographic universe, and the single cell is not a single cell, it is a collective of consciousness unto itself, as are you, as are we, as is the couch this woman lays upon. All of these are created through your will, through our imaginations, through our consciousness, and with the energy or the creationary tool of all, which is energy. That can be seen in multiple ways. It can be seen as light. It can be seen as will or thought. It can be seen as emotion or feeling. It can be seen as your words. These are all tools to manifest power into form. We give an example of this in the idea you may have of taking a trip, and you think about it, you draw it towards you, and it becomes then a reality when you embark upon the trip. Many things happened between the thought and the actual leaving on the trip and on the trip itself. However, the power of your thought is what created that trip and drew it towards you. Another example would be the power used through the emotions. The emotional field that you experience, the emotional body that you call it, that you experience through, has its own consciousness, you might say, just as the body has its own consciousness, just as your causal body, your etheric body has its own consciousness, all joined together in what you call you, by the name you have in the life experience you are living. Power is what unites all of this and coalesces it into one point of focus or many so that you can live this life. And it is also what helps you to then direct the different tools you have, such as your thoughts, your emotions, your actions, outward to then create the reality in which you experience and live. The emotional field has great power. You have all experienced this endlessly in your lives, whether you have identified that as the power expressing or not. It is felt in the positive emotion when you think of someone that causes you to feel deep love or joy or hatred or angst or anger. We could use any of the emotions as an example. That then fuels that feeling and sends it towards what you were thinking about, whether it is another person, whether it is something in your life, whether it's an object in your house, something you want or something you don't want. That power fuels that emotion and sends it towards the object of the emotion. Same with thought. So in this way, all is created through power. All is manifested through power. There are endless variations of this and endless examples of this. We aim to give you a few to see how you are using your power in every moment of your life to create your reality. And as such, the more you harness your thoughts and your feelings and your actions into consciousness, into the direction you wish them to go, the more you create that which you wish to see. This is limitless, just as you are limitless, just as we are limitless. As you see power in your electrical systems, or in the crystals in the ground, or in the energy in your body to move you, all of those have a direction. And every system that uses power which is all systems, also have a direction, and you are the director. So use that well, use that with joy, use that to empower yourself to create all that you wish. Thank you.
Wow, Gabriel, that's a lot that you gave us. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Brings great joy to speak on these words, as these are the foundations of your experience, but you already know that.
All right, and then who is going to speak to us on truth today?
Hello, this is Michael.
Hi, Michael.
I love to speak of truth. It is true that I speak of love. I love to speak of truth. In many ways, they are one and the same. Infinite expressions of love, infinite expressions of truth. The crux of truth is better posed in a question. What is truth to you? What is truth to each of you? What is love to each of you? How do you know it's that when you feel it? How do you identify it as that? How do you know when it's your truth versus someone else's truth? Well, do you ever say, this is my love, or that's their love? Or when you feel love, does it just feel like love? Truth is the same. It is much simpler than you make it. However, that is because you've been so programmed away from it. It has been a powerful programmed field you have been learning and experience through to not believe your truth. And you have been disconnected from it by and large. And so this is why it is confusing. And we hope to simplify that for all of you today, as you are already doing that for yourself. And we're simply here to assist that and further that because you asked us. The truth of truth lies within you, for you, by you, and only for you. When you find that within you, it feels very similar to what love feels like in your heart, in your mind, in your body, in your soul. And from here, you may share this outward. If there is confusion, if there is doubt around any so-called truths that come to you from any source, even this one right now, pay attention to that. Use that to go within your own heart and say, is this my truth? Does this feel like truth? Or does it not? If it does, wonderful. Dive into it to learn more. If it doesn't, wonderful. Dive into it to learn why it doesn't feel true to you. Just as love is an invitation, truth is an invitation. And this will serve then to help you not only seek and find your own truth, but then to express it back into your external world as your inner truth is your truth, just as your love, it starts within and exudes out. This is a subtle shift, and yet it can speed up this shift you were all going through in such a way that then you are accessing your own personal truth. You're sharing that with the world, just as you do love. Once you seek define the love that you are within you and share that. That is then what you're putting into the collective reality you are creating and experiencing together. And oh, imagine the possibilities. If you all came from your own personal truth and shared that with those around you, not to convince them, but to share in joy, to share in love, to expand one another's ideas and perceptions, and to see that all personal truths can coexist together, can be shared to create a broader, more expanded picture of reality than you have yet experienced thus far together. This is the step into the unknown. And is it really ever unknown, or is it ever really known? Or does it even matter? Return again to what is my personal truth in this moment. Identify what that is by going inward, letting go of whatever isn't, and moving through what is. The words power, the words integrity, creation, imagination, all of these serve and support and interact with and lift up and inform what is true for you. So we say, get out there, you creators. Dig in till you find your personal truth and share that with joy, not to put on another, but along with another, to create whatever is next for all of you. Thank you.
Thank you, Michael. You're making me cry.
Beautiful tears of joy. We wish you to feel the joy of these concepts, these words, these ideas that you create from your absolutely limitless capacity for love, for emotion, for expression, for creation is our greatest joy to serve and to support as you continue to create.
Thank you so much. And does Raphael want to add anything before we close out this conversation?
Yes, thank you so much for this container of your love and creation that you have invited us into on behalf of the all. I would simply offer to send this ring that Diana saw through all of the listeners here today and all of those they are connected to and they are connected to and they are connected to integrate the energies of these concepts, these ideas, these words into each of in your own unique way. You may call it a healing, you may call it an awakening, you may call it an integration, or nothing. If it feels good to you, allow it to flow through. And in this ring of the color spectrum, the emotional spectrum, the entire spectrum of your own creative powers, which is the all, we flow to you all that you are. All that you have been, all that you are becoming. As you are becoming, you are not so far from us as you think. It is simply a hop, skip, and a jump through the energies, through the dimensions, however you choose to see it. We too have walked those paths. We too have been one single, seemingly tiny angle of light, and yet each of those angles of light combined create a larger arc and a larger arc and a larger arc until it is a whole circle. And that is what you are, that is what we are, and that is what all your experiences are. Allow that to flow through you. You did not come to have it all at once. You came to savor each delicious angle, each delicious moment in which you create. In each moment is your power, is the only place your power manifests, is in each moment. Each moment holds the truth of that moment for you and the flow. We are here to serve. We are here to love. We are here to remind you of your own wholeness and that you are part of the angles, the arches, the rings, and the spiral path that encompasses it all. We bless you, each and every one, and we thank you for allowing us to support you. It is an expression of allowing the greater you to support the you there. Remember this. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Archangel Raphael. And on behalf of Diana and myself and all of the listeners today, a deep bow of gratitude for what you have given to us. There is much, much, much to take in and work with. Thank you so very much.